Texas Tech is preparing to commemorate one of the biggest milestones in the university's history. Coming up, we'll show you how the university kicked off the countdown to a celebration 100 years in the making.
Diversity is an important part of the university experience, with dozens of cultures represented across campus. Find out how the grand opening of a new facility on campus is helping the university bring people together while educating them on the history and importance of one group of Red Raiders.
And Tech Athletics is staying busy with a full calendar of events coming up this weekend. MCTV's Alejandra Salazar will be in the studio with a rundown of this week's competition, along with a special look at the first two successful weekends for Tech football at the Jones.
This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Welcome to the Thursday edition of the MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Noah Crayton.
And I'm Nathan Boles. The fall semester is officially underway, kicking off another school year here on campus. But it's not just any school year. During the spring semester, the university will begin a year-long celebration of a huge milestone in Texas Tech history. On February 10, 1923, the Texas legislature officially established Texas Technological College, which would later be known as Texas Tech University. Next spring will mark the 100th year Tech will have been in existence, and university leaders have been planning out a schedule of events to commemorate the occasion. Last month, the university held a special Centennial celebration kickoff event in the Allen Theater. Eyes on the Horizon featured students from the School of Theater and Dance who put on a special performance telling the history of Texas Tech. Near the end of the event, President Lawrence Skubanek took the stage to talk about the impacts the university has made over its first 100 years.
In our first 100 years, Texas Tech has become a potent force for learning and discovery in areas critical to humanity. As we commemorate Texas Tech's past, we do so with an anticipation of what is yet to be.
Following the kickoff event, the university announced that the first official event of the Centennial celebration will be this year's Carol of Lights ceremony in December. The annual ceremony will be a little different than past year's events, starting with special guests Wade Bowen and the Maines Brothers Band, who will headline the holiday tradition. The 64th annual Carol of Lights is scheduled for Friday, December 2nd at 6:30 p.m. in the Science Quad west of Memorial Circle. To keep up with the latest information on this year's Carol of Lights, along with everything else happening during the Centennial celebration, check out 100.ttu.edu.
Texas Tech's Talkington College of Visual and Performing Arts played a huge role in the university's Centennial celebration kickoff. Along with showcasing students' skills on stage, a special guest also made a huge announcement involving one of the college's most iconic student groups.
It gives me great pride, and it is with great pleasure I announce today that for the first time in this school's 100-year history, the Goin' Band of Raiderland has been selected to represent Texas Tech University and its 100-year history and the great state of Texas and perform in New York City in the 2023 Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Wesley Watley, the creative producer of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, took the stage at the end of the Centennial kickoff to share news with the audience. Watley came to Lubbock to deliver the invite to the Going Band in person. Tech's appearance in the annual Turkey Day tradition will mark their first time to march down Broadway in the event. The Going Band is only one of 10 bands who will appear in the 97th annual parade and were selected from a group of more than 100 applicants. After making the announcement, Watley also presented the Going Band with a $10,000 check to be used towards expenses to travel to New York City this November. The School of Music is also holding an additional fundraiser to help with the cost of travel. If you aren't planning to take the trip to Manhattan, you can watch the band live on NBC on Thanksgiving Day.
With Texas Tech heading into its 100th year, the university continues to make history with new additions to campus. Last week, a special celebration marked the opening of an important new facility to help promote the diversity of the university community. On Friday, Texas Tech hosted the grand opening of the Black Cultural Center. The new center is located at 15th and Flint in a pre-existing building that has served several purposes over the years. Work on renovating the building started last year after President Skubanek announced plans to create the center in the spring of 2020. The new facility features several gathering areas, conference rooms, and the Peters Family Legacy Library. The new center will serve as a cultural hub for students from throughout the campus community.
It was intended for anyone who identified as Black or African American, students and student orgs, community members, all were to be welcome.
Tech's Black Cultural Center is the first of 3 new cultural centers to be opened here on campus. The university also plans to open a Hispanic Latino Cultural Center and an Intercultural Center next year.
After 2 months of little to no precipitation here on the South Plains, the Lubbock area finally saw some significant rainfall at the end of August, which ironically hit just about the time the fall semester began.
That's right, Noah. Students may not have enjoyed getting soaked for a few days, but the rain was a welcome sight to local farmers whose crops have been affected by some of the worst drought conditions in years. The rain significantly improved drought conditions across the area, with most West Texas counties going from the worst stage of exceptional drought to moderate or severe drought.
We are still a long way from the area fully recovering from drought conditions, but some changes in the forecast may continue to help move things along. Let's take a look at the MCTV forecast. The MCTV tower cam is showing mostly sunny skies this afternoon. There's only been a few clouds move through most of the day, but that will change as we approach the late afternoon. Temperatures are also warming up, with highs topping out in the upper 80s before sunset. Later this evening, isolated thunderstorms will pop up around the area, and that will increase the chance of rain. Temperatures will begin to drop after sunset, and it should be a nice, mild evening with lows back in the mid-60s. Tomorrow, the clouds will move back out of the area and should see sunny skies through the day. The sunshine will also lead to even warmer temperatures, with highs expected to climb just above 90 degrees. Hot and sunny conditions should stick around through the Saturday and Sunday, making for a great time to get outside and enjoy the last weekend of the summer. Winds should be light on both days, and there should currently no chance of rain in the forecast. Looking ahead, the last few days of the summer will be a repeat of what we saw earlier this season, with even more sunshine, 90-degree highs, and no chance of rain.
Throughout September, the Texas Tech campus is celebrating Hispanic Latinx Heritage Month. Events began earlier this week and will run through October. The celebration is a chance for the university community to learn more about Hispanic Latinx culture. And tonight and tomorrow, you can enjoy some fun and free events right here on campus. The annual El Grito celebration is scheduled from 7 to 9 p.m. tonight in Urbanovsky Park. El Grito focuses on Mexico's Declaration of Independence from Spain, but the event also celebrates the history of independence for 19 other Latin American countries. Tonight's festivities will include performances and dancing, along with free food. Then tomorrow you can enjoy some authentic tastes in Mexico and Latin America during the Raspas y Aguas Frescas event at the law school. Snow cones and fresh Mexican juices will be available inside the law school in the forum from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. The event is free and open to the university community. For a full list of this year's events, visit diversity.ttu.edu and click on Heritage and Culture.
The fall semester is one of the busiest times of year for Texas Tech athletics. Even though football may steal most of the headlines, volleyball, soccer, track, and more are all busy with hopes of bringing home a championship to campus.
MCTV's Alejandra Salazar has a full rundown of all the sporting action taking place here on campus and beyond in sports. Alejandra?
Thanks, Nathan and Noah. Starting off with volleyball, the team will be welcoming 4 teams to Lubbock for their annual Red Raider Classic tournament. They'll be playing SMU tonight at 6 p.m. on ESPN+. For live stats and scores and to view the full tournament schedule, make sure to check out texastech.com. Moving on to soccer, the ladies will face off against Fresno State at 7 tonight at the John Walker Complex. No TV coverage, so if you can't make it out to the game, make sure to check out texastech.com to stay updated with the scores. And if you catch yourself up early this weekend, the cross-country team will be hosting the TTU Open on Saturday morning with their first race starting at 8:15. Map of the course and location is available on texastech.com. Well, football is back in the 806, and Texas Tech has been off to a pretty good start. The Red Raiders played Houston in a double OT game last week at the Jones, and it was a close one, but they got the job done. In the first half of the game, the offense lit up the stadium with quarterback Donovan Smith throwing 2 touchdowns through the air to Nehemiah Martinez and Miles Price. After halftime, Tech came into the game leading 17-3, but that quickly got erased when the Cougars got even early in the fourth quarter when Art Green stepped in front of a pass from Smith and returned it 54 yards for a touchdown. With 7 seconds left in the fourth quarter, Houston was leading 20-17, but a 47-yard field goal by Trey Wolf would tie things up, leading to overtime. While both teams scored touchdowns in the first overtime, Smith converted on 4th and 20 with a 21-yard completion to Jerrond Bradley. The Red Raiders would then force a second OT on a Taj Brooks 4-yard scoring run. After Houston's Bubba Baxa opened the second overtime with a 20-yard field goal, Smith broke into the open field and ran untouched to the end zone, winning 33-30 against number 25 Houston, sending Tech students and fans storming onto the field. While the Red Raiders are coming off a win from last weekend, I went out to the Jones to get a closer look at Joey McGuire's debut against Murray State, where the football team had a big 63-10 win in Week 1 of the 2022 season.
Joey McGuire and the Texas Tech football team kicked off their season against the lower division team, Murray State. After a Tyler Shuck injury in the first half, Donovan Smith came off the bench to throw 4 touchdown passes. Smith was 14 of 16 for 221 yards without an interception before getting replaced by Baron Morton. Taj Brooks ran for 3 scores, 1 in the first and 2 in the second quarter, along with Loic Fuonji and Durand Bradley, who had 2 touchdown catches apiece. The Red Raiders will play against North Carolina State this Saturday at 6 p.m. at NC State. For more details and to view the rest of the Texas Tech football schedule, visit texastech.com.
That's all I got. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Alejandra. So Nathan, are you planning to catch any of our Red Raider teams in action this weekend?
I am actually. I'm going to go to that Friday soccer game and the Saturday volleyball game. What about you?
Yeah, I want to hit that volleyball game. It seems very, very exciting.
It is. Volleyball is really fun, and that team's really good. A lot of seniors coming back from the team that made the tournament last year. So really, really special team. 8-1 on the season. So.
I'm expecting really great things. But that's all for today's edition of the MCTV Weekday Update.
Thanks so much for joining us, and be sure to check ttuhub.net every day for more news. We'll see you next week.